This adorable figurine stands just 3 centimeters tall, and as you can see, it is uniquely fashionable. It might in fact be the closest representation we have of what a man in the Viking Age looked like about 1,000 years ago. So let's see who he was. This little fellow was discovered in the 18th century in a burial mound at the farm called Fløgstad in the village of Sørum in eastern Norway, approximately 30 kilometers northeast of the capital city. For 200 years, it lay well hidden in the archives of the Danish National Museum, and he resurfaced only recently when a curator was searching for artifacts for a new Viking exhibition in Copenhagen. So as you can see, the carved man has a middle parting and wavy hair. The back of the head is cropped short. You can even spot a small curl above the ear. The Viking also exhibits a strong mustache and prominent sideburns. However, the most remarkable feature remains the man's long, pointed, and braided beard. He is so adorable, and I would have loved to find him a spot in one of my miniature doll houses. He would have definitely been a good fit. I don't know, joining a tea party or something. This is very interesting for us because portraits of people are not really common in artwork from the Viking Age. Much more common are animal motifs intertwined with human faces and masks, and I've already spoken about this, about Germanic art, in a recent video, so watch that if you're curious about the symbolism behind it. And also common were abstract patterns such as ribbons or loops. One important source that can give us an impression of clothes and style in the 9th century is the Oseberg tapestry. So here you can see a procession where men don't really wear any beards, but the figurine might then be of later age, or perhaps local fashion also played a part. Fashion has always been volatile, shifting in time and space. If you look at the different source, at the bio tapestry, here you can see the undercut and a fringe that appears to cover the eyes. So this is like Norman fashion in the mid 11th century. What is very exciting about this particular figurine is the very detailed rendering of his braided beard that would have signified something socially and culturally. In the medieval saga of Njol, the hero is constantly mocked for being beardless. Egil Skallagrimsson's beard is described as growing over a long, broad part of his face, and a character from the Book of Settlements, Thorolfur Mostraskegg, he is described as being big, strong, handsome, with a huge beard. So the beard is a symbol, powerful symbol of masculinity, and not only in the Viking Age, but also in multiple cultures across the ages. The Fløgstad man was carved from the large tusk of a walrus. This ivory was among the most valuable materials in the later Viking Age, one of the most prized commodities often sourced from the Norse settlements in Greenland. And there is a recent video about that on the channel as well. So this means the object likely was designed for someone of high status. The mound in Sørum, where the small Viking figurine was discovered, also yielded bone buttons, a gaming die, all placed in a soapstone bowl, and the same grave also contained a double-edged sword, a spearhead, a whetstone, tongs, fittings, rivets, nails, and even a horse's spur, which would indicate that maybe a rider was put to rest here. Anyway, this might just be the closest we can get to a 3D portrayal of a Norseman. But then again, we always need to be careful not to generalize this sort of look for all the centuries and regions that fall under this umbrella term, the Viking Age. So thank you all so much for watching. An ideal video that continues this topic is the one here, where I not only discuss some hairstyles, but also combs, which offer us a very interesting insight into the lives of early medieval Scandinavians. And if you enjoyed the channel, please do consider joining as members, or even better, on Patreon, where I've started to upload these videos ad-free, so quite exciting. Your support is the only one that can keep this history project alive, so thank you so much again. I am Irina, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.